If you're over 60 and waking up in the middle of the night with painful leg cramps, you're not alone. These cramps can seem harmless, but in some cases, they're your body's way of warning you about something much more serious. In this video, we're going to show you the real causes of leg cramps in seniors, how to know when they're dangerous, and most importantly, how to prevent them. And make sure to stay with me until the end, because I'll also share 13 foods that are clinically shown to help stop cramps before they start, and 8 common foods that might be making them worse. Everything you're about to hear is backed by real clinical research, not internet myths. You'll find a full list of the studies we used in the video description below. But first, a quick disclaimer. This video is for informational purposes only and does not replace medical advice. Always consult your doctor before making any changes to your health routine. So, why are leg cramps so common in older adults? And what's going on inside your muscles as you age? Let's start with that. Leg cramps become more common with age, and that's not just coincidence. Several age-related changes make seniors more prone to these painful spasms, and understanding them can help you manage or even prevent them. 1. Muscle loss, or sarcopenia, is a major factor. Starting around age 50, we begin losing about 1 to 2% of our muscle mass each year. With less muscle available to absorb workload, the remaining fibers are under more strain, making them more likely to cramp, especially during rest or sleep. 2. Dehydration is more common in seniors, often due to a reduced sense of thirst. Even mild dehydration affects how muscles function, making them more sensitive and prone to cramping. Without enough fluid, muscles don't contract and relax properly. 3. Electrolyte imbalances, especially low levels of potassium, magnesium, calcium, or sodium, are frequently seen in older adults. These minerals are critical for normal muscle contractions, and a deficiency can cause the nerves that trigger your muscles to misfire, leading to cramps. 4. Medication side effects are another big reason. Diuretics, often prescribed for high blood pressure, flush out potassium and magnesium. Statins, used for cholesterol, can cause muscle soreness and spasms in some people. These drug-induced changes can quietly set the stage for nighttime leg cramps. 5. Poor circulation, particularly due to stiffer arteries and less flexible blood vessels, reduces oxygen and nutrient delivery to the muscles. This is especially true in people with diabetes, high cholesterol, or a sedentary lifestyle. Muscles that don't get enough blood are more likely to seize up. 6. Reduced mobility and long periods of sitting or lying down make muscles stiff and poorly circulated. Seniors dealing with joint pain, arthritis, or balance issues often move less during the day, which increases the risk of cramps at night when the body is inactive for long stretches. Together, these factors create the perfect storm for leg cramps in older adults. Sometimes these cramps are just uncomfortable, but in other cases, they could be telling you something more serious is going on. Not every leg cramp is a sign of danger. In fact, most leg cramps, especially in older adults, are relatively harmless and simply the result of day-to-day muscle fatigue or mild imbalances. Knowing what causes these harmless cramps can help you respond appropriately without unnecessary worry. 1. Overuse or long periods of inactivity is one of the most common reasons. If you've been on your feet all day, walking more than usual, or even sitting in one position for hours, your leg muscles can become tight and overworked. This muscle fatigue often leads to cramping later, especially at night. 2. Mild dehydration is another common cause. Seniors are more likely to drink less water throughout the day, due to a reduced thirst response. Even slight dehydration can make muscle tissue more sensitive and prone to spasms, especially during the night when fluid levels are already lower. 3. Low electrolyte levels, particularly of magnesium, potassium, or calcium, can also trigger harmless cramps. These minerals help muscles contract and relax smoothly, and a temporary imbalance can make a muscle misfire and lock up. Often, a quick dietary adjustment or hydration boost is enough to correct this. 4. Poor sleeping posture, especially pointing your toes downward while lying in bed, can keep your calf muscles in a shortened position. Over several hours, this can lead to sudden cramping as the muscle tightens even more in its already contracted state. Stretching before bed or adjusting your sleeping position often solves this. 5. Natural aging of the muscles also plays a role. As we get older, our muscles become less flexible and more prone to small spasms. These harmless cramps are part of the aging process, and while uncomfortable, they usually aren't a cause for concern. What all these situations have in common is that the cramps are short-lived, typically go away within a few minutes, and aren't associated with other troubling symptoms like swelling, numbness, or skin changes. If your cramps fit this description, occasional, brief, and triggered by activity, posture, or dehydration, then they're likely benign. But not all cramps are this simple. Sometimes recurring or severe cramps are your body's way of waving a red flag. So when do you need to pay closer attention? That's exactly what we'll cover next. While many leg cramps in seniors are nothing to worry about, there are times when a cramp is more than just a muscle twitch. It's a sign that something deeper could be wrong. Knowing when to be concerned is critical, especially if the cramps are getting more frequent, more painful, or are accompanied by other symptoms. 1. Poor circulation, particularly a condition called peripheral artery disease, or PAD, is a major red flag. PAD occurs when plaque builds up in the arteries, narrowing them and restricting blood flow to the legs. If you notice cramps during walking that ease when you stop, that's a classic symptom of PAD. Left untreated, PAD doesn't just affect your legs, it increases your risk of heart attack, stroke, and limb damage. 2. Nerve-related issues, such as diabetic neuropathy or spinal nerve compression, can also cause leg cramps. These are often described as a mix of cramping, tingling, burning, or numbness. If your cramp is accompanied by these sensations, especially in just one leg, it could be a sign that the nerves controlling your muscles are being damaged or compressed. 3. Medication-related muscle cramps should not be overlooked. Diuretics can lead to low potassium and magnesium levels, while statins have been associated with muscle pain and cramping in some individuals. If you started experiencing cramps after beginning a new prescription, speak with your doctor to review the possible connection. 4. Leg cramps with visible changes in your leg, such as swelling, redness, or warmth, should be taken seriously. Some people mistake a serious blood clot for a leg cramp. A deep vein thrombosis, or DVT, is a clot that forms in the deep veins of the leg, usually in the calf or thigh. At first, the pain can feel like a tight cramp or Charlie horse, so it's easy to ignore. But unlike a typical cramp, this pain doesn't go away with movement or stretching, and it tends to worsen over time. The leg may become swollen, red, warm to the touch, or noticeably larger than the other leg. In some cases, the skin may look shiny or feel firm. DVTs are medical emergencies. If the clot dislodges and travels to the lungs, it can cause a pulmonary embolism, which can be fatal within hours if not treated. So how can you tell the difference? A simple leg cramp comes on quickly, lasts a few seconds or minutes, and improves when you stretch or walk it off. A DVT, on the other hand, causes persistent, localized pain that doesn't ease up, along with visible changes in your leg's appearance. If you even suspect a clot, don't wait. Go straight to the emergency room. The bottom line: when leg cramps are frequent, increasingly painful, or accompanied by swelling, numbness, or changes in color or temperature, it's time to stop guessing. These symptoms are your body's way of saying something's wrong. 5. Cramps that wake you up every night or occur multiple times a week are also a concern. These recurring cramps may be a sign of chronic imbalances in hydration, nutrition, circulation, or nerve function. When leg cramps become a pattern, it's time to investigate the underlying cause. A regular muscle cramp usually resolves in a few minutes, often with light stretching or massage. But if your cramps are becoming more frequent, more painful, or are paired with other unusual symptoms, don't ignore them. They might be trying to tell you something important. Now that we've covered the risks and red flags, let's talk about prevention. Because the truth is, most leg cramps in seniors can be prevented with a few daily changes. These strategies focus on improving hydration, supporting muscle function, and reducing common triggers. Number 1, stay hydrated throughout the day. Even mild dehydration can lead to muscle cramps, especially in older adults who don't feel thirst as strongly. Aim to sip water consistently, not just when you're thirsty, and increase your intake during hot weather or when taking diuretics. Number 2, replenish electrolytes through food. Your muscles need potassium, magnesium, calcium, and sodium to contract and relax smoothly. A deficiency in any one of these can trigger cramps. The best way to restore balance? Eat a diet rich in whole foods like leafy greens, bananas, yogurt, avocados, and sweet potatoes. Number 3, stretch your legs before bed. Gentle calf and hamstring stretches at night can help reduce muscle tension and prevent cramps during sleep. Hold each stretch for at least 20 to 30 seconds and avoid bouncing. Think of it as muscle maintenance before bed. Number 4, stay lightly active throughout the day. Movement improves circulation and keeps muscles flexible. Even if you have mobility issues, simple chair exercises or short walks every hour can help. Avoid staying in one position, sitting or standing, for too long without a break. Number 5, use heat or warm baths to relax muscles. Applying a heating pad or soaking in a warm bath before bed can increase blood flow and ease muscle tension. This is especially helpful if your muscles feel stiff at night. Number 6, review your medications with your doctor. If you're taking diuretics, statins, or other medications known to affect mineral levels or muscle function, ask your doctor if adjustments are possible, or if supplements might help. Never stop a prescription on your own. Number 7, consider a magnesium supplement, if approved by your doctor. Magnesium helps muscles relax and is often low in seniors. Some studies show that magnesium supplementation may reduce the frequency of nighttime cramps, but always consult your provider before adding a new supplement, especially if you have kidney issues. Number 8, wear compression socks if circulation is a concern. For seniors with varicose veins or poor venous return, compression socks can promote healthy blood flow in the legs and reduce nighttime discomfort. Be sure to check with your doctor first, especially if you have diabetes or vascular conditions. The key is consistency. Preventing leg cramps isn't about a single fix. It's about combining a few small, smart habits that support your muscles, nerves, and circulation every day. Next, let's dive into something a lot of people overlook: what you eat. Because believe it or not, some foods can fight leg cramps, while others might be the reason you're having them in the first place. What you put on your plate can have a huge impact on how your muscles behave, especially as you get older. Some foods help your body retain key minerals and reduce inflammation, while others silently deplete electrolytes and make cramps worse. Let's start with the best foods for preventing leg cramps. 1. Bananas. Rich in potassium, bananas help regulate nerve signals and muscle contractions. They're one of the easiest ways to replenish electrolytes. 2. Leafy greens. Vegetables like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard contain magnesium and calcium, both of which help your muscles relax after contracting. 3. Greek yogurt. High in calcium, potassium, and protein, yogurt supports both muscle health and electrolyte balance. 4. Coconut water. A natural source of potassium and magnesium. Coconut water also hydrates better than plain water for many people, especially post-exercise. 5. Avocados. These are packed with magnesium, potassium, and anti-inflammatory fats, making them excellent for cramp prevention and muscle recovery. 6. Baked potatoes with skin. Believe it or not, potatoes contain more potassium than bananas, and the skin adds magnesium and fiber. 7. Oranges and orange juice. These offer potassium, hydration, and vitamin C, which supports blood vessel health and reduces inflammation. 8. Watermelon. With its high water content and natural sugars, watermelon helps rehydrate muscles and ease tension after activity. 9. Beans and lentils. Excellent plant-based sources of magnesium and potassium. They also stabilize blood sugar, which can indirectly benefit nerve health. 10. Nuts and seeds. Almonds, pumpkin seeds, and sunflower seeds are packed with magnesium and healthy fats that reduce inflammation. 11. Salmon and fatty fish. Rich in magnesium, potassium, and omega-3 fatty acids, salmon supports both blood flow and muscle tissue repair. 12. Tofu and edamame. These provide calcium and magnesium, making them great dairy alternatives for people on plant-based diets. 13. Dark chocolate, 70% or higher. A surprising source of magnesium and antioxidants, dark chocolate can support nerve function and muscle control in moderation. All of these foods work together to give your muscles the minerals they need to stay calm, balanced, and cramp-free. Now let's talk about foods that may actually trigger or worsen your cramps, especially if they're eaten frequently. 1. Processed snacks and chips. These are high in sodium and low in magnesium or potassium, leading to poor muscle hydration and imbalance. 2. Sugary drinks and sodas. These deplete magnesium, spike blood sugar, and can promote nerve inflammation, all of which contribute to cramping. 3. Alcohol. It acts as a diuretic, causing fluid and mineral loss. It also interferes with magnesium absorption and muscle recovery. 4. Excess caffeine. While moderate caffeine is fine, too much can dehydrate you and increase urination, which flushes out key electrolytes. 5. Processed meats. Foods like bacon, deli meats, and hot dogs are full of sodium and nitrates, which restrict blood flow and contribute to muscle fatigue. 6. Unbalanced low-carb or keto diets. Without proper electrolyte replacement, these diets can cause your body to lose sodium, potassium, and magnesium quickly, especially during the first few weeks. 7. Oxalate-heavy foods in excess. Spinach and beets are healthy, but large amounts can bind to calcium in your gut and reduce its availability to muscles. 8. Artificial sweeteners. Some studies suggest they may affect gut health and magnesium absorption, although research is still ongoing. Eating more of the right foods and less of the wrong ones can dramatically reduce the frequency and severity of leg cramps. The best part? You don't need a fancy supplement or expensive product. Just real food, based on real science. Next, let's tie everything together with a quick recap and some final steps you can take today to feel better fast. Now that we've unpacked the real story behind leg cramps in seniors, let's take a moment to recap what we've learned. While leg cramps can often be harmless, triggered by dehydration, inactivity, or minor mineral imbalances, they can also be your body's early warning system. Frequent, intense cramps that come with numbness, swelling, or pain during movement may signal deeper issues like circulation problems, nerve damage, or even a dangerous blood clot. The good news? Many cramps can be prevented with small but powerful changes to your daily routine. Drinking enough water, staying gently active, and stretching before bed can go a long way. Even more importantly, your diet plays a critical role. We talked about 13 science-backed foods that help supply the minerals your muscles need, like bananas, leafy greens, Greek yogurt, and salmon. And we also covered the foods that can make things worse, from processed snacks to excessive alcohol and sugary drinks. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's awareness. Knowing the difference between a harmless spasm and a serious red flag empowers you to take action early, whether that's making lifestyle changes or speaking with your doctor. If this video helped you better understand your body or gave you something practical to try, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone else who might be struggling with the same symptoms. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to Science-Based Health Facts, where we turn clinical research into simple, useful health advice you can apply right away. We post videos on topics like blood pressure, heart health, nutrition, and aging, always backed by real science, not hype. Thanks for watching, stay curious, stay smart, and most of all, stay healthy.